Hello, good evening everybody, it's Mr. Scary Muffin. And that guy, Panksters.
And a little bit, okay, my bad, local recording on this end, forgot I wasn't done in TeamSpeak, whatever, continue.
We are back on Antiquity and we're watching Walter's Wascally Wabbits take on OMGERD birds. Do you want to go over the rosters?
Oh boy, I'm just gonna have to look at this one quickly because I'm trying to change TeamSpeak at the same time. Who cares? Okay, on blue team looks like most important class out of everyone. On medic for blue team is going to be Forval, the Stellars. Jay, I know him. You all love him. Hopefully, you all love him anyway. And that is, of course, going to be an amazing medic there. Walter over on the other side of things for red. So either way, it's looking pretty good. Care to carry off so I can fix some stuff?
Yeah, sure. Alright, let's go over the Wascally Wabbits all together here. Slaytanica for Sniper, Notdog on Pyro, Frosty Paw on Spy, Walter on Medic, Corndog on Demo, Jethro on Soldier, Pemsu on Scout, and Cow on Heavy, and Yamalama on Engie. I know a few of these picks people will be happy to see, especially Jethro on Soldier because he's only available on Thursdays. And also Yama on Engineer. I know he didn't show up on that first week. Over on Bird's side, we have DQP as Engineer instead of Medic, which was what he did on first week. Keith is going to be Spy. Cake is on Soldier. Flightless Officer has switched from Scout to Heavy. Levidur has switched from Sniper to Scout. For Revolve has switched from Engie to Medic. Zed Wolf is subbing in tonight. He is taking the place of somebody, and he's playing Sniper. And we got Agent E on Pyro and Die on Demo. I should ask Forval who he is subbing in for Z-Wolf, because it does make a difference, I suppose.
And there we go, everything's been fixed.
Excellent. Alright, so any predictions we have for tonight's game?
I don't know, I'm thinking it's just going to be pretty good. We've seen the Walter Cubed playing before, and now we just have to figure out how the birds are going to do this time. That is the birds. I can no longer tell because they're no longer running any bird titles.
Well, we still got the Falcon. And that's it. And we got Forval
the
J.
Ptarmigan. Yeah, they have the Ptarmigan.
And the
Alaskan
Ptarmigan.
state bird.
Is that what it is?
Yes, the Alaskan state bird is the Ptarmigan.
Is DQP Alaskan?
I do not know the answer to that.
Oh, we should ask him. We should. If he comes on, we should ask him. And if he doesn't come on, we'll ask somebody else and have them ask them, and then we'll get them there next week, and we'll ask them again.
Sounds good to me.
It's like if you can follow my logic there.
Crazy logic indeed, sir. So, as I said last week, I believe I told you this actually, I was working on updating the HUD and also making a little animated intro for the league. And I realized that just now that I might be putting a bit too much care into that animated intro because I'm doing it pixel by pixel.
Yeah, that might be a little bit too much. Because when you blow it up crazy, people are not going to notice them pixels, especially if it just goes over like a couple of seconds and is over.
But it's the small details that count, my friend.
I suppose. We all thank you for all the effort you put in, Maxers.
And as for the HUD, yeah, I'll get to that to you sometime in the near future.
Yeah, no worries. Alright, match is going to start in 15 seconds, and I'm going to try to get... let's get Jethro. I'm going to get
Let's get a medic!
I'll be viewing Jethro, you'll be watching a medic. I don't know who you're watching.
I'll be waltzing with
Walter?
Yes.
Walter Waltz?
I'll be Walter himself. There's so many Walters in that sentence that we're Waltering.
Walter's waltzing wabbits. They learn to dance.
Indeed, so looks like out the door, Walter going to be rolling the regular medigun here, sticking with his heavy. Everybody loves the heavy, am I right? It
looks like Forval's got crit streak, so they're going to be in for a surprise. They're going to try to charge us up real fast. Forval does have a huge lead right now, thanks to that 10% faster charge. They're going to be trading some shots on the opening area. Up by mid. Sorry. There comes... Pyro checks the Spy pretty hard. Does a good job there. But Red Heavy is on top now by himself. Oh no, he's got the medic with him, and it looks like they're going to push through because the medic has been stabbed by the Spy.
Yeah, Red definitely taking the more offensive position here, getting on that higher ground, whereas Blue just kind of stuck it low and hung back a little bit more. And of course, Red now going to be the first ones on mid.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was huge backstab on Forval there made a big difference. Agent E did manage to kill the Spy, but that was after the stab was already done and the damage was done, allowing Red to push onto the point and the heavy medic combo to take that top area, which can be pretty crucial.
Yeah, that upper area, I mean, usually height just needs
They've got the
everything
Uber now. They're
there.
going to push into the second point, and they're probably going to take this pretty easily. It looks like the birds are going to back up here.
It's a very smart choice to back up from an Uber, because, you know, Uber's definitely going to kill you.
Forval extended into the area a little bit too much. He probably should have stayed way back in the spawn, because there's no way they're going to be able to contest this point, really, given the numbers and the amount of people. Although there was a stab on the heavy, so that makes a difference.
Actually, it looks like red might, or not red, blue might be defending this. They have rushed out, and they've got a pretty good hold back on it now.
Yeah, they did actually manage to contest the point. I'm surprised.
Ooh, Spy looking for the cap here, but it will be denied by the sniper. Wolf doing a great job there. Unfortunately, Frosty Paw is a dead ringer, and he's trying to get out of there now.
Yeah, well, he's pissed. Get it?
Lol, lol, lol. Let's make some
Shoot him harder.
laughing noises.
Oh, Frosty Paw does take out the sniper and sees a huge army waiting to push out. Forval is back connected, and he's going to be charging up that critical still. Surprise factor is kind of gone, but they're going to go with it anyways.
The crits is always a great tool. Ooh, Agent E accidentally lighting the Spy on fire. That's one of those moments as a Spy where you just want to facepalm and kill that pyro as much as you can. And unfortunately,
well, Agent E is really good at checking. He's smart. He knows the areas of this map, the normal spy routes, and despite the number of flanking routes on this map, there's only a few routes that are safe for spies to take and are optimal for spies to take. So smart pyros will be able to occasionally check.
Well, I'll be fair that it was more of an accidental thing. He just kind of puffed in the air around him, and the flames happened to hit the disguised spy standing right next to him. So yeah, bad luck for that Spy, but you know what, not too bad. Blue, of course, great defense on the second point so far. They're going to be looking to push out shortly as they have the numbers. Blue, red kind of thinking about it. They're hanging back in mid.
Yep. Did Forval go down again? Because I noticed that his Uber charge went reset. Yeah, Slay Tanica sniped him. Thank you, AIDS. And he's going to pick off Wolf here as well. Yeah, Forval's going to be careful because they've got the Uber, which means they can use it, but only if they can get the charge going. And they need to position themselves a little bit better. And I know Forval, he likes playing scout, so he might have that tendency to peek, which is not very good for a medic.
Yeah, no, medics, you want to be the brain of the team. You want to be a little bit conservative, but
it's just way too tempting to peek sometimes, especially if you're used to peeking. But unfortunately, as a medic, you have to rely on other people to be your eyes and ears.
And you have to be the brain.
Yeah. Oh, big jump in by Cake there, taking out the heavy. And Walter is going to book it out of there. So once again, the birds have managed to repel the Wabbits.
Yeah, red seems offensives. They're not looking too good, actually. Blue, on the other hand, they're pushing in here. They have superior numbers at the moment, and they're looking to get on mid. Mini-sentry going up on the side. Immediately, Pyro getting on and going to get taken out, though.
Oh, Yama gets stabbed by Organ Collector Keith, and he's going to take out the teleporter. But the heavy is already there, so...
the heavy. The only class that really requires the teleporter.
Alert. The control point is being contested.
So yeah, now it's going to be Blue on mid, looking for those kills. Revenge crits coming from DQP, so Pyro going to be forced to back out of there.
Yep, they're going to put some time on that point, but they haven't been able to continue this push, continue that momentum that they had. Cal's going to take a little bit back position there, but they've got pretty good control of this area, and they're going to... Woo!
I agree with you there, but with the loss of that momentum, this push might as well be as good as dead. Blue, the moment they lost that momentum, they just lost the ability to capture mid. So
oh yeah, that's what I was saying.
Back.
Yeah. No, that's what I was saying. I was saying the red has a good position against Blue's exit into the point. Oh, Crits Creek is popped and does take out a couple of people, including the Pyro and the Spy.
Revenge crit DQB
oh, but
comes
it
on
was...
in and
it was a dead ringer, and here comes the Spy. Oh, he tries to go for it anyways, but gets lit up.
And there we go. This time it will be a very successful Blue push here. Red just kind of got picked apart one person at a time.
Well, they know that the Spy's not around. All that's left to worry about is that Sniper as a pick class. ×3 on the point. They're going to grab this.
So now Blue looking to continue this momentum, being a little bit dangerously offensive over on that side. Red does have a great hold on their second point at this moment. They're well concentrated. Blue, on the other hand, they're kind of forward of mid, and they don't exactly have.
Well, they've got their Kritzkrieg, and it looks like they want to use it on the demo. Yep, here it goes on die, and they're gonna send one in. Yes, they picked the medic with that first crit. That was the very crucial first shot that they needed. Slaytanica does pick the heavy though, and the pyro is gonna move the demo away from the medic. And Slay's looking for Forvolv. Forvolv doesn't want to peek. Don't peek.
But will it be enough, actually, as Blue Team did suffer a few losses there, but Red, on the other hand, suffered some major losses.
Yeah, they took out enough people to cap that point, and cap it, and they did. They do, and they're going to push in. Looks like Forvolv's looking to charge one more crits, and they're going to wait for this one to go, so he's going to power up on E.
A bit strangely, the Soldier and Sniper from Red Team were actually still at mid when the point was captured, so they had to backpedal afterwards and ran right into die. Yeah, it didn't end up well. So now Blue, of course, looking to continue this momentum onto the final point. Looking pretty good for Blue at the moment.
Oh, big snipe on Slaytanica, and Keith also gets a stab on the medic, so this is going to be a really huge and important push. Kritzkrieg is ready once again, but Yamalama takes out a couple people with his sentry gun, but here comes the Kritzkrieg. It's going to clear off the point, and they need to jump on it.
It's going to be an interesting one for Red. It's going to be a heavy reactionary play here.
Yamalama with that Wrangler does survive and takes out the demo, and they're going to have to reset and try this again another time.
Indeed, that is a very important pick, taking out that demo. That pretty much deletes their ability to push on to that final point, especially since it is the final point. Red spawn, of course, right next to it. Bit of a scout duel going on between first and second point. Temsuga is going to get out of there, very low in the red.
Forzo's going to be very careful here because he is kind of exposed to almost everything.
Yeah, Blue very well concentrated on the second point once again. They're actually slowly pushing their way in onto that first point once again, just kind of inching in.
Alright, Kritzkrieg is charged yet again. Dai is going to take the lower route this time. Here it goes. Gonna go for the sentry, gets Slaytanica, so that's gone. Gets the engineer as well, and puts a stick it, but that's gonna end the Kritzkrieg.
And now Walter almost has that Uber, actually. He's at 95% on the Soldier and Heavy, being very conservative, actually, hanging back by their spawn, which is a great move by
Forvolv
Walter.
just barely survived that little flank by the demo. But this is how they're going to handle this big push is the question. They probably might want to back up here.
The question is how Blue Team is actually going to handle that Uber, because it is going to be on the Heavy as far as I can tell. And if they push in and encounter that Uber trying to get onto that final point, it's not going to go so well for him.
It looks like Walter's content to just hold on to this right now and wait for the defense to go. Levy does pick up a kill on the Spy, but he might be dead ringing. And wow, Forvolv's already got his Kritzkrieg ready once again. And here comes the Uber at the same time.
Oh, but they get caught.
Oh, Forvolv does get killed before he can...
Very nicely played there. Corndog will be abandoned by Walter. He's actually still alive.
Yeah. Scout in the back here trying to take out the sniper, and then he might have a clear shot at the point here. Oh no, but there's still a sentry there, so never mind. Levy Derp doesn't have a chance.
Especially with Walter still on it, so it's a very smart play. And indeed, Forvolv did kill himself, or Corndog did kill himself using that caber. But it was a worthwhile sacrifice.
But in the meantime, it doesn't look like the Wabbits have managed to retake their seconds, so Birds are going to be posting back up here, and they're going to reset this once again.
Once again, yeah, the Walters just kind of lost too many players trying to get to that second point. They lost their momentum, which once again led to the Birds being able to re-secure it. Now some flares and a lot of spam coming down that left or right side, respectively. Tunnel toward final point. It looks like the Walters are just kind of content to hang back for the moment. Note to self, I need to start calling them the Wabbits and not the Walters.
The Walters! There's so many Walters on this team! Peapotter goes out, Scout takes a look, sees what's what, and he's going to pop back in after getting the information, doing that scouting work. Slaytanica gets a shot on Wolf, so he's free to go start sniping crazy without another sniper to take good care of him. Here comes the Uber. They're going to clash with Uber. Wow! Forvolv making the choice to switch, and it looks like they want to go in, but he's going to get a little bit separated. Oh, but they flank.
It's a heavy, nice heavy duel there. Both medics are going to go down.
Yes.
Except
Cow is going to go down as well. Yeah, both heavies, both medics have gone down. It was an interesting idea. They were going to run past the medic and sandwich them in because they knew their Uber was going to end a little bit after, giving them enough time. And Die is kind of over forward there. Gonna get whipped. Oh, oh.
And there goes my TF2.
Alright, Slaytan is taking a peek. It looks like we're going to reset once again as, although red team is a little bit forward. Oh, Slaytanica almost gets a snipe on Forvolve there. Just taking a look, trying to get anybody, sees a heavy. Oh no! Barely misses, but the stab goes down on Flightless Lobster instead. And at the same time, Keith gets a stab on the medic as well. So this is going to give a chance. If Forvolve's team can grab that Uber and push in strong with it, they will have a chance to grab that point. Given how much time has been spent for this first round even, it's definitely going to be good to get up one game, put the time pressure on the other team as well. Frosty Paw gonna go behind now. He's gonna sneak in. I think he's looking for a teleporter, sees nothing.
I return! So overall, the second point, it looks like the birds are pretty well centralized. They do have Forval with that Uber, so they're just content to hang back and play defense this time, actually.
Really? That's strange. I would want to see them push in with this, but I guess they don't have the numbers. They are down their scout, and they are down their demo and
Agent
pyro.
E.
Yeah.
It looks like they are actually going to try and whip for the push. They're going around the side, and it looks like it's going to be Flightless Lobster and Forval going all the way up behind, actually.
Alright. The combo, and they're going to try to get this. They have to get the sentry gun, and they're going to take out the pyro as well. So there's stickies on the point though. Will they get the demo? No, they don't. Did they both go down? Yes, they did. But the rest of the blue team is in there, and things are happening. There's a mini sentry, and they're going to get the cap.
Indeed, that was a pretty chaotic battle right there, but I guess the birds are just capable of throwing so many players onto it that they just did a better job of spamming, I guess.
Frosty Paw seemed like he lagged a little bit there. He was about to put the sapper on the mini sentry, and then he kind of froze, and they got the cap as a result too. That mini sentry did a lot of work. It did chip away a lot of people and allowed the scout and the engineer to cap that final point. But in either case, the birds are up 1 now. And watching as Die is spamming around the midpoint. It looks like once again Walter's team is going to be taking that top area. No, actually they backed off a little bit. I guess they got hurt.
And this time they're actually using the crits, Craig. Walter already at 75%. Yeah, they're going to go up to that top plateau now.
And Forval hasn't changed off. He's still on Uber, expecting Walter to be stuck on Uber as well. So a lot of crit swapping here. I really like that, as it catches people by surprise still. You swap off a little bit and you swap back on. Here comes the big crits Krieg. Will they get a kill with this? Yes, they do. They get the heavy. And here comes the Uber just in time. Takes care of the other heavy. Ooh. Agent E trying to go big here.
Walter running for his life as fast as he can.
He's on fire as well, but I think he picked up that half health pack and he's okay. Forval goes down to Jethro's rockets, and that actually is bad for them. But Walter's still on Kritzkrieg, and they know it. He's going to have his Kritzkrieg set up pretty early. If they can get another kill on Forval, that will give them a lot of momentum.
The stance is pretty much neutralizing here. Blue trying to push out, but looks like Red will finally get the more offensive position and be able to set up on mid with the capture. Back to the 10-minute mark. Spy.
Frosty Paw gets another kill.
Organ collection to Keith accidentally flubbing the stab.
Hemsu's going to try to pick apart DQP here. Does get the kill along with the help. And he's going to go after the snipes as well. Finish him off. Oh, so close. Alright, Walter's got the crits again. And are they going to be pushing in with this? I sure hope they do. They've got Corndog. Corndog does well with this.
And there we go. The crits are on.
First crits is out. Does take out E. Who else does he got? It takes out Die, so Demo and Pyro down for the birds. And looks like Walter's thinking about retreating. They do encounter the spy. Take that out. They're going to get repelled a little bit by the heavy, who's standing on that point. I would encourage them to push in. They've got numbers, especially if they can push in with everybody they got.
It's a very smart decision. They do have tactical numbers, but they're kind of spread out.
Slaytanica gets the pick on Forvolve as well.
Oh, yes. Now that is definitely the sign to push in. If they're not pushing in now.
There is a sniper dot on the floor, though. I wonder if Walter saw it.
right now I'm not sure is the time to be afraid of pushing. I will admit that they're spread out, and that might be why they don't want to push in, because they're a little bit apart from each other.
Frosty Ball gets a kill on the engineer. The point is pretty much free, except for that teleporter that brought the heavy back in.
And now Red finally going to commit to the push. The Wabbits going for it with
another big Kritzkrieg, yeah.
Oh, they don't see Oregon Collection. Keith, he comes in, will take out Walter in the middle of the fight. Very nicely done by Oregon.
But, oh, even with the buff, Flightly Lobster still gets the kill on Cal, but he does get finished off by Pemsu. Pemsu's also going to clear off that teleporter.
Now the Wabbits actually looking to push in onto final. Corndog just kind of laying down some pretty strategic stickies. He just kind of put down one here, one there, and one over there.
I like this matchup. The teams are very even, and Walter's team's giving them a good 1-2, good response for that first round loss.
No, yeah, it's definitely a pretty good fight here. The Wabbits continue to apply a good amount of pressure, actually, on this final point. And so far, the Birds just kind of sitting back and taking it, except for Collectioner Keith, who's going to get out there and take out Corndog.
Yeah, and then he's going to go down to Jethro right afterwards.
Still, that is the job of the spy.
Here comes a big push outside. And, oh, Jethro jumps the medic in the butt before they can even pop. But he does get taken out.
Indeed, it's still Flightless Lobster on that second point, but he's kind of caught in a bad position now because he's the only one there with the mini-sentry shooting him, and the spy closing in on his backside. He will actually get saved by Agent E and then immediately get blown up by Corndog. Do not interpret my English in a way it's not meant to be interpreted.
You just like people blowing each other up. It's like that last preposition was very important.
So yes, the Birds will... Have they? No, they haven't captured that second yet. That's so close.
Yeah, it's very close. Well-timed push there by Wabbits, and Pemsu's going to get the kill as well on the soldier. And yeah, it looks like they're going to hold this one still and still keep that pressure on. They have numbers as well, only minus their heavy, so they may not feel comfortable to push in. They've got Uber charged, and Kritzkrieg is charging up, or actually I think it's an Uber charging up for... No, it's Kritzkrieg, never mind. So
both teams, I mean, the Birds are definitely applying a bit more pressure now. They're saying, no,
big stab on heavy.
Transition area. Ooh, very nice pick there, so that will be another adding it to the pile, but yeah, it looks like the Birds are definitely just trying to keep them off their final as hard as they possibly can.
Walter is charged, and they're pushing in right now on that final point with this Uber. They're going to take out that sentry. Forval's looking for anybody to heal. He's got his Kritzkrieg ready. Will he pop it? Yes, he does. And they're going to start throwing things at people. This mini-sentry gets taken out, but there's still people up on top, keeping that pressure on. And, oh...
I mean, this is exactly what needs to happen. The mini-sentry comes out. Brad is throwing everything they can at it. Corndog, is he still up on it? Yes,
he is.
But it will get saved by
Medic and Sniper pushing as well as the Spy. He should probably release his disguise there. That's going to be huge. Big pyro clear on 3 people.
Agent Ian is up to him, and he will manage to take out Walter. Very
Here comes
close.
Jethro.
But now it's still not over. Oh my God!
Entire team's on there, so that's got to be a really good defense. And I think Yamalama is going to be setting up his sentry once more. It's going to be a mini sentry though for now, until he feels confident enough to bring in his level 3.
That was wow, that was close. That was about as close of a defense as you get in any games. Oh, nicely done by Collectioner Keith.
Pemsu's looking to get a little bit of a back cab, but that mini sentry is going to keep him off of it. I think with a buff, maybe he'll be able to do it. I don't know. So much time has drained off now.
Yeah, the Bird's really not wanting to give up here. Collectioner Keith continuing to do work. Now he takes out Corndog. Unfortunately, he will get taken out by Walter in the process. But still, that's a very good pick.
Needles for the medic.
Indeed. The hero spy.
Who's got spy on their bracket? I know I do. Kritzkrieg popped on the top right. It looks a lot of damage laid out, but no confirmations on kills. Some cleanup by Jethro.
Yeah, Jethro just jumps around and one-shots everything. I swear to God, he just killed 3 people in a row just with 1 rocket each.
Oh, big kill there by Not Dog. Takes out the medic, and Heavy was trying to punch him. I guess he was out of ammo.
Yep, now the Wabbits looking to push on in here. Leading the charge is that Uber on Cal.
Yep, this is going to be probably it here. Just because they lost their combo. to the
Yeah,
pyro.
Agent E goes down, so this will indeed be it as long as they get
People are
those
going to charge
off
the point,
point.
though. They do take out the heavy, so that's going to be pretty
Whoa.
big. Jethro coming back. The combo is back as well.
And they're down 5
Wow,
players for Wabbits.
defense.
So once again, yeah, this would be the point where in a basketball game the crowd would be yelling defense over and over again. You know what? For once, it would be working.
Defense, more like that fence, huh?
Your puns need work.
Attention. 5 minutes.
Yeah, either way, lovely defense by the Birds there, and they're going to be looking to push out here. They've said, no, we've had enough of this, you Wascally Wabbits. We're going to smash your faces into the ground now and laugh as we retake our second point. Or at least, that's what we're hoping.
Spy is down for red, and I don't think they've got enough people to do this push still. Forval's got his Crits Creek ready, and I think they're going to go out with it. Yep, just saw 1 kill.
Indeed,
Still
a very
looking for
smart
another
choice there.
one.
The Pyro is air blasting them, though. They'll get out
Yeah.
of that air blast very nicely. Now they're continuing on to that second point.
Did
So
manage to
indeed-
save the medic, so that's important. But they get the cap as well here, so they're going to buy some time.
And Forval goes down, whereas Walter's at 70%. So we're going to see an Uber and a Pitch. I don't know what.
Oh, big stab on the heavy.
We're going to see an Uber coming out shortly for the Wabbits.
Yep.
And now there's actually a back cap going on mid. Very nicely done by Levy the Falcon Derp, and they're going to square off with the other scout.
All right. Well,
Unfortunately,
Walter's got
Jethro-
his charge now, and it looks like they're going to push in with this heavy. Yes. Maybe.
And
yes.
here we go. Yes, the Wabbits are going to go for it on that second point once again. They're not ready to give up
I think
yet.
the blue team's all in the valley pushing into the mid, so they're going to pop it on nothing here, but leave Jethro on the point, and looks like Wolf is going to try to get some kills. But the entire blue team got split in half as some of them pushed forward and some of them were just respawning. P on the point does make a difference, though. It does take out at least one person as Dai is spamming over that little hill.
And the hero spy comes on in once again, going to take out the medic Walter again.
And Birds are going to retake this point and keep adding time to the clock. And they're looking to get to halftime at a 1-0 score.
The Birds are just looking for
Frosty
defense
Paw,
right now.
Frosty
I mean,
Paw, go for it. Gets the stab.
Control point is being
This is a great defense. I mean, for 2 points now, no, 3 points really, they've just been holding on to second final over and over again. They've just been denying the Wabbits to no avail.
Shazbaz is claiming conspiracy, as it looks like he's saying that both teams are trying to pad their scores just for the fantasy brackets. Looking at it right now, both teams have definitely outscored both teams from the previous game this week. It's quite significant. I think the highest score during the first half was 35, so it is looking like it's going to be higher.
Well, that's what happens when you do these successful defenses, because the longer you play the game, obviously the more points you're going to get.
Oregon Collective Key decides to go somewhere else and not chase after the medic demo heavy combo that is charging up their Crits Creek on top of the roof here.
Well, it's actually a very
Versus
smart
an
decision.
Uber.
'Cause if he goes after them at that point, he may have been in a very bad situation that would have very blatantly made him look like a spy. Then again, anything you do as a spy makes you look like a spy.
It's true. Here comes the Uber. They're going to push on in. Forval is not quite ready with the Crits Creek. He's only halfway there. Oh, it's going to get chased by the Pyro. Pyro sees him. Does keep the heals on. Wow, nice to stay alive. But there is Jethro. He heard out that the medic was there. And it does take out Forval, so he's not going to get a crits anytime soon. Walter's already 30% towards his next Uber, and they've got the cap here, and they're going to try to push in. Will we see another big defense from the Birds? Walter is not going in with his heavies. Feels a little bit in... Oh, I thought that was him getting stabbed, but no, it was just Yamalama. It was just Yamalama. Psh.
The respawn timer is looking pretty good for both teams, and I'm seeing 15-second respawn times right now, which pretty long.
15 seconds for defense. Yeah, that's about right. Whereas the offense are only going to get a couple of seconds, and they just have to run the rest of the way over.
They have to huff it.
Yep, they've got to huff it.
So yeah, the Birds looking to push out once again, but they're going to be pushing out into Walter's Uber pretty shortly, so I think they're going to hang back and play it safe and wait for that
Or
Uber.
maybe they might look to bomb and force the Uber, but it looks like here it comes. They're going to go with Die this time, expecting probably a sentry. There's only the baby sentry there.
Now Agent E does need to get in there. He is the Pyro, and he's going to be looking for an awesome denial here.
Yeah, they're going to back out here, and Knockduck's going to come out a little bit and say hi. Sentry has gone down. Another one is set up by the point. It's going to do a lot of damage. Takes out Knockduck. And the
Yeah,
sniper
the
is going
Wabbits are
to
still
poke
pushing
in
in.
with the demo. Nice coordinated
Oh,
push in the correct waves, but that
emergency Uber.
emergency Uber on the sniper is gonna do work.
Cow goes down, so now we're down so many players for both teams, and it looks like the Wabbits will be denied once again by the Birds.
I have to
These
say,
Birds-
yeah, the Birds' defense is amazing.
Yeah, these Birds in their defense, it's like they're a whole different team on defense. I mean,
Oh,
what are we
big
doing?
push out here by E, just aggressively W plus M1, takes out Walter and clears up all the engineer buildings. And he's gonna keep going.
Forval, oh, will he go down? Actually, no, Forval gets out of there. He will be saved from Jethro. Very close, and I mean...
He
what-
picked up
what
the
are we
half health
doing?
pack along the way too, so
Yeah.
he was okay.
I mean, I have to wonder, what are we doing? Do we have 2 players in each computer and we're swapping them off for defense and offense or something? Because seriously, the Birds' defense is just so different from their offense. They're so coherent, know exactly when to push when they're on defense, that it's just working out so well.
Well, there's less options for them in terms of defense. There's only so much you can do. And when it comes to offense, though, it's a little the players tend to be more spread out, and it's a little bit harder to coordinate as a result. But given how they've kind of got the mojo here,
Uber
they might.
sorry to interrupt you. Uber comes out once again. This time it's going to be Forval and his demo man looking for kills. Continue.
Ooh, nice air pipe by Die there. I just caught that. And they're gonna try to. They should leave one person on the cap, but no. It looks like they're gonna jump back, try to answer this back cap there. Die sees a.
Oh yeah, they
guy.
run right into the spy. Poor Frosty Paw getting caught in the wrong place at the
Yep,
wrong
and he also
time.
get the dead ringer got set up on fire as well. But looks like they're not going to put any time on to the midpoint here, just because they're worried about that back cap. And I wonder if they know.
Well, it's a pretty tactical decision, yeah, because the Wabbits do have the Ubers, so hanging back and being conservative might be their best bet here. And indeed, both teams are now running that Uber, or at least I believe they are.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Oh, here comes the Wabbits. They're going to be pushing in with this Uber, and Die is going to get behind them along with Cake, and they've managed to take out the Heavy from behind. They're going to deny this push pretty hard, and Forval's 10% away from his Uber, so let's see what they're going to do with this one. See if they manage to get another point before the end of this half.
Ooh. Not die, but Bird falling to his death, unfortunately. Jethro getting the assist kill there. Forval does have the Uber, but he's kind of left alone in the middle of nowhere. Finally, he finds his Heavy, so they're going to be continuing
But
forward.
already the support
Yeah.
classes are pushing in hard. Pyro, Engineer, and Spy. Mini Sentry is already up, but the entire red team is there to answer. Oh, unfortunately for the Spy, he is revealed. Doesn't manage to pick up a kill at all. But here comes the Uber from the blue team. Excellent positioning. They managed to have a Pyro and the Heavy extended. Puts it on the Scout. Scout's going to go huge. Frosty Paul does take out the capping Heavy. And Forval, don't chase that Spy. That's not your job.
That's the Scout's job. Don't do that.
Control point.
Yeah, on that subject, I mean, blue team, while they did have a great positioning for that Uber, they didn't have a great positioning for the rest of their team, so this did kind of go south for them.
Oh, Frosty Paul once again denying the cap. There was a back cap going on, so I don't know what else is going on there. Looks like the back cap has been denied, and this push is pretty much... Nope, actually, Die and this Engineer, they're going to keep this push, but here comes Duck trying to keep them off.
I mean, I'm going to put money on that the Wabbits are going to save this midpoint some way or another.
Frosty Paw! Hero stab! Frosty Paw getting a lot of point denials there, but the Heavy and the Soldier is going to wrap up this cap. That back cap almost done. And that's halftime. Let me just keep an eye on that score.
Apparently the Birds wins. No, I'm just kidding.
That was a intense first round, I have to say.
That was incredible. Do you mean second round?
Sorry? Intense
You mean
first
second
half.
round?
First half.
First half, there you go.
First half.
See, I agree with you, definitely. That was a very, very well done first half. The Birds, their defense was incredible, not giving up anywhere. Final point, nope, we're not going to give up. Final point again, nope, 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 nope.
Yep,
Just say nope in the Engineer voice. And there you go, you're done with their
Nope.
defense.
Right. And I really do have to say that as long as the Birds continue with this excellent defense, they're going to take this match. Whether, just they already have that 1 point up. All they need to do is, if they get a second or a third point, they pretty much got this game in the wraps. The Wabbits, they need to find a way to break through that iron grip of a defense. It's kind of hard. A level 3... teleporter is going to help a lot, I think. Once they post up on that second point, they've been able to hold that second point for a while. If they get a level 3 teleporter, get reinforcements coming in really fast, and then focus on frags at that point, and then they might be able to do it.
Well, I feel like one of the things both teams are kind of lacking is whenever they uber, whenever they crit, it feels like the rest of their team just isn't there with them. The team kind of needs to coherently push in and communicate a little bit more when their medics are doing
They're
what.
pushing in fine, I feel. It's just that like they go in semi-waves, but it worked out okay. They get some good clears. They move in after a good pick as well. It's just that they can't finish the deal. They can't seal the deal. They get the kills. They destroy the machines. They get on the point, and then 1 or 2 people can manage to hold them off long enough for the rest of the team to respawn and continue that hold. Like I said, faster reinforcements for the Wabbits would be good, and then just focus on getting way more kills with their Ubers or crits, and rely on that reinforcement instead.
Reinforcements.
Yeah.
When in doubt, level 3 sentry. Teleport, sorry. Turnip, did you miss anything in the first half? I think you missed some of the best gameplay that you missed.
Some intense defense, very good stepping uppage by the Birds to deny the Wabbits from scoring that several times. I think they got at least 4 or 5 good denies in there.
I mean, looking at the scores, it looks like most of the classes are exactly where they should be. Medics on the top, followed closely by Demomen, and actually for red team, it's the Spy right behind it, whereas for blue, it's Cal right behind that Demomen.
And definitely,
that Organ Collectioner Keith is doing work for his team
here. Keith's stabs are doing well. Frosty Paul's stabs were also doing pretty good too.
No, yeah, I caught a lot of his stabs. They were pretty, and not by pretty good, I mean they were good. They were not pretty good. And so far, it's looking pretty good for both teams. Very even. Obviously, the Birds better on defense, and I don't know what to give the Wabbits. I'm going to call them better on offense because they need to be better at something.
Well, they get the position, and what they're lacking right now is the ability to seal the deal, close the thing, you know? Say case closed on it.
Case closed.
Sorry, I missed a comment there by somebody. Giga says they should have taken out the teleporter while defending. Would have been easier to push out.
It's definitely an accurate statement there.
Well,
taking out teleporters in any situation is amazing.
Well, I'm thinking for the Wabbits, what they need to do is actually try maybe get a level 3 teleporter, because they've been able to stay at that fourth point for a really long time. If they get a level 3 teleporter, then they're going to get reinforcements there like really super fast.
No, yeah, I mean it's level 3 teleporters. They're useful in all situations, no matter what situation. I mean, there's no situation where you don't want that level 3 teleporter, and as a fairly competent pro player of TFC once stated, the only job of a spy should be to take out teleporters. That should literally be his only job, basically.
Nah.
Well, let me rephrase that. That should be his higher priority, unless there's an obvious pick that he can make on an important player.
Sure. Alright, match is starting, and we're going to get into the second half here. What do you think? More of the same, or do you think the Wabbits will be able to make an adjustment?
I mean, I'm guessing they just gave a pep talk here. They're going to say, let's do this, and I mean, I'd love to see the Birds, step up their defense just a little bit more, but I also like to see them step up their offense a little bit more and give something the Wabbits aren't expecting. Just kind of say, nope, I've had enough of this defense crap. We're going to smash you into the floor now.
I think for the Birds side, if Forvalve can avoid getting picked, they're going to have a lot easier time, and I think that's how they managed to keep a couple of those holds at the end there. They just managed to keep Forvalve alive, and he just played a little bit smarter, a little bit more conservatively.
Yeah, someone pointed out during halftime, but Forval definitely has some bad positioning going on when it comes to knowing where he's standing.
Blue Heavy is going to be up on top, and that is now the Wabbits team. They have switched colors, of course, and it looks like they're going to grab the point. So I want... Oh, never mind. The Wolf just snipes Corn Dog right in the face.
Sorry, Corn Dog, but yeah, the Wabbits definitely taking the more offensive position here. They're heavy on the point, and it looks like the Birds are just going to be content to hang back a little bit.
Walter has been picked in the meanwhile, though, and Forval is going to get his Uber or crits up here as an Uber, and they're going to push onto the point. and they're gonna deny Walter's team from taking it.
Oh, it looks like Wolf will take out that dispenser from Yamalama, but on his dead body, literally, as Slaytanica will take him out almost instantaneously. So now it is the Birds back on the point here, going times 3. Frosty Paw going for the stab here. He's disguised as a spy. Oh, but he gets caught out, so he's going to be going either down or out of the way there.
Notduck does manage to hold off this thing, and it looks like there's going to be a pause 2 minutes in the future.
Indeed, so, I mean, let's look at this positioning right now. The Birds are definitely answering what they needed to answer with. They're playing a bit more aggressively, actually. They're pushing the
I would actually say they're a little bit more conservative. They held off pushing up until they had that Uber ready, and they kept Forval alive, which is what I wanted to see them do, instead of have them out of position. And wow, E looks so weird with googly eyes and ghost face.
And up on top, Jethro just staring at them very evilly, saying, "Ho ho ho!
I've got skulls on my chest.
And I've got a rocket launcher points at DQP."
I think Forval just wanted to show off his outfit. Look at that. He's got the upturned collar. He's got the medic gun thing going on, and sunglasses. Is the entire team wearing sunglasses?
So we have received word that DQP, the person standing there floating very awkwardly in the air, way in the red, has crashed.
Why does Dai look like a scout to me?
What's he look
Does
like?
Dai look like a scout to anybody else? He looks like a scout to me.
No, he looks like a demoman with a parrot on his shoulder.
Yeah, he looks like a scout with a parrot on his shoulder. Anybody on the live stream can take a look right now. He's got two hats on.
Yeah, look at poor Duck. This is comedy right here. Duck standing dead center on the point with an extinguisher out. 4 red team players staring at him. He's got like 10 health left.
If I were him, I would just mash taunt at that moment. Just play himself out.
I would love to see that situation. Cause oh no, but he's gonna try and back off and will go down. There goes the unpause, and everyone is ice skating.
Hooray! Let me just update my.
Wait, who got the kill there? Who got the kill? Someone tell me who got the kill on Notduck. Was it person? But there's no persons. What the hell's person?
Cake. Cake/bracket bird.
Bird. There we go. So yes, it was bird. Bird.
Bird.
Bird. Just kidding.
Yeah. So it looks like the Birds are managed to keep themselves up, and I think that's the #1 important thing, is that they've been poking a lot and dying as a result, and this is what I want to see, was them staying alive as they go.
Oh, but will Forval get out of there? He gets caught. Yes, he will have to get out of there. How did he escape that?
I liked how Levy Dirt was there as well to body block the heavy in case Forval got chased. That was a very good, nice teamwork there.
Ice skating!
I already reloaded my HUD, so...
It'll fix itself as far as I'm concerned.
Jethro's gonna bomb the medic. Yep, there he comes.
I definitely
Forval's gonna run for it.
The Birds are definitely playing it a lot more conservatively now. They are defending Forval much better, but they're also pushing in very slowly. They're not exactly going in big waves or pushing in semi-waves, for that matter.
Oh.
They're just kind of applying aggression.
My Uber meter thingy is busted thanks to that pause.
Ooh, that is correct, actually. Mine is as well.
But it looks like Walter is very close to his Uber. He's going to be charged pretty much right now, and Forval is going to be about 20% behind. So
He's
wonder,
about 25%.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to go in. Oh, there it is. Now it's working.
Oh, yep, indeed it has just fixed. Yeah, for TF2 and its own background checks. What do you mean it's broken? Fix it, damn it! Excuse me. Yeah, no more ice skating.
Evolve is like mad panic spin around trying to check his back all the time. It's pretty hilarious.
When you have Frosty Paw on the other team and he stabbed you previously, that's something you watch out for.
Yeah.
And there we go, DQB just rejoining.
They've got their Uber here, and it's going to be popped.
And there we go.
Forced by the demo and the soldier, and they're going to have a long way to walk with this. They should have used the play that we talked about on... Actually, you weren't here when we were talking about the play. Basically, the play is you have your spy in the back, and he makes himself an obvious spy and pulls 2-3 people away from the front. That way you can have your heavy medic rush up to the point without needing the Uber immediately, or it gives you an easier time pushing up, because the pyro's going to go back and you're going to be fine, because the pyro can't keep you off the point at that point.
Wait, you mean the spy's doing his job and is being a distraction?
Right, but you actually coordinate it, and you coordinate it between 3 people.
Coordination. Isn't that what competitive is supposed to be?
But it's nice to have a few things in the playbook, right? Because most people's playbook is kind of empty, and a lot of times they'll be like, what do we do? Well, let's just wait for Uber, and then we'll push and see if things happen, right? That seems to be the case.
Football?
I want to see somebody with a little notebook and have it's called the playbook, you know, in the Water Boy. You remember that? It's like the little magic book of tricks.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'd call this small team tactics, because I would definitely like to see some more inter-team coordination doing stuff like that.
I would like to see a few cutesy plays like that too. Things like reveal yourself here, fake push, and then like rotate and push in from somewhere else, kind of thing.
Well, it's stuff that most competitive teams do, and it's something they practice.
Yeah, I don't know. A lot of times it seems that a lot of teams are like, okay, let's wait for Uber, and then we'll push from here, and that's the end of their strategy.
That's the metagame, basically.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's not very good metagame.
Ooh, Frosty Paw. Dangerous situation.
Our control point has been captured.
Looks like the Wabbits are pushing
are
in.
on mid.
Oh, sorry, no, that is the birds. I got myself mixed up by the colors.
Bard.
Ubers are being
The
traded.
clash of the titans.
And Sticky's going down. Gets the medic. Yes. So Dai does get the pick on Walter. Walter didn't notice those Stickies at his feet, but he's going to be chased down by the scout. Yep, he goes down.
Pemzu says, "Nope, you killed my medic. You must die."
Revenge. And with that, they actually keep people off. Interesting.
But will it be for long, as the birds are thinking about pushing on? Or more quickly, they're just going to continue applying pressure.
Yeah, a lot of people died. A lot of people died, even though they managed to get that medic kill. I guess that Uber did a lot of wreckage, and there's a lot of good cleanup afterwards.
Yeah, but it looks like the Wabbits will be coming out on top of that. They've got their team more coherently together once again. Demo and Heavy leading the charge here, and Frosty Paw getting blown up by Dai.
Sticky's going on to that point. Walter's going to book it out of there. That's a good idea. He's keeping himself very conservative, and that's one thing for Walter, is that he's going to stay alive for a very long time. It's hard to find him in a place where he can't just run all the way back to his spawning area. He does eat a pill in the face, though, and will he get sandwiched? Yes.
No.
Oh, got sniped just as he eats the sandwich, right in the face or the back of the head.
And that's Wolf for you.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? Even though they lost their medic, they can actually rely on their team to hold onto this forward point pretty well. I want to see Yama set up a level 3 teleporter and get reinforcements there really, really fast.
Yeah, they just have to play it coherently here. I mean, being on defensive, I mean, they're not birds. Yeah, the birds with their amazing defense, but they're the Wabbits, damn it.
I'm trying to see if Yama has a teleporter down anywhere. There's the Spencer.
So I mean, the birds are. I'm not quite sure what the birds are doing. The birds are playing it conservative as well. Both teams just kind of hanging back. Oh yeah, there goes that Uber. So
they're just waiting for that Uber, but not doing the correct work and pushing that Uber back. So they got nobody. And nice flank there by Cow. Kills all the people. Medic is up there, but he's gonna be. Oh, actually, he's fine. Nope, never mind. He's not fine.
Nope, he's not so fine.
Stab on Cow though, but Cow did all the job, all the work that he needed to do. Engineer and Sniper left to deal with this. Spies there too. So yeah, this is what I'm saying. Like you can pretty much count on the Wabbits to be able to hold this forward position for a good time.
Oh, Wabbits, you so fine.
And so I'm hoping they will get a level 3 teleporter somewhere relatively safe. Not necessarily on the point, but somewhere nearby.
So yeah, the Wabbits are going to, I mean, they're still holding on to it. The birds definitely not giving up, but the Wabbits are going to successfully hold on to this second somehow, some way. After
Alright, Walter's going to get his Uber very shortly now, so they're going to push in with the whole suite, a whole group of them. Oh, big peek out there. They're going to back out. Flightless Lobster is down, but for a couple seconds. Uber popped really far back.
Yeah, a whole lot of Wabbit players are way in the red, unfortunately, so they're going to... I mean, that Uber's pushing it essentially alone at this moment.
Yeah.
Jethro is assisting it, but without the team coherency there, that push is going to fail.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Forval's halfway to his Uber, but a lot can happen in this time, as we've seen. Oh, Yamalama is going for a level 3 sentry. Interesting. That is actually another thing that is not too bad right now, but I want to see that teleporter somewhere. It's nowhere right now.
And unfortunately, DQ Peace Sentry on final will get taken out by a very nicely kiting soldier. Nice,
and he's going to have to rebuild it from scratch.
Ah, yes. The way the fathers used to do it. From scratch.
Yeah. The spy has noticed the level 3 sentry, so he's going to be reporting that back to his team. So that's not going to catch them by surprise by any mean.
Ah, yes, level 3 sentries. So, predictable.
It looks like the birds want to push out here, but the rest of the wabbits are behind. They're going to go in here. What happened to the sentry? Did it go down?
It went down again, and Demo's leading the charge. Your cow gets taken out, actually, by a flightless lobster.
Yeah,
You know,
big cap here by
ridiculously
Levy
fast manner.
Derp. Will he continue running forward? I think he will. Yes.
He better continue running forward.
A lot of kills by the wabbits. A little bit back here by the medic and the demo. But Levy Derp, big kill on the medic, takes him out. And I think he's going to go after the demo as well, but Corndog wisely does get the kill.
Yeah,
Nice
Yamalama's
position.
sentry does go down. It looks like the Wabbits will be able to recapture that second once again. This is the battle royale of the second point.
Yeah, this is going to be huge, and it looks like the birds are going to push out strong here.
Frosty Paw, pretty much the only player still here defending. Unfortunately, he's going to have to back off. Oh, he's actually going to take it
Big
by flightless.
Team's going to try to contest it here. Jethro tries to jump the medic, does go down. But he does. He did.
Well,
yeah,
though.
he took out the medic. Jethro just bombed in, and then got cut in.
Our control point is being captured.
See, it looks like the Wabbits definitely going to continue applying pressure. They
Yep.
believe they have the team coherency, and they do have it, as they are all there.
Off that
Birds,
medic
on the
kill,
other hand,
they're gonna grab this, and Jethro's got a long way to run back.
I mean, it looks like both teams just not willing to give up this second point. The Birds, as usual, their defense is immaculate, just not giving up anywhere except their second point, obviously.
Word of the day.
Immaculate.
Yeah, they've got the huge Uber advantage, and they're going to be able to push with their entire team here. They're going to have to face against the other team as well, because both teams are fully up. Jethro has gone down, but Die goes down for the Birds, so it's worthwhile to try it anyways. Spy is lit up, so he's not going to be able to do anything for this push. It looks like they're going to pull them back a little bit. Pyro has gone down in the meanwhile.
Corndog goes down for the Wabbits, so I think
yeah.
the Wabbits are going to play it safe and be conservative, actually.
It's too bad though. They had the chance to go in without having to face something else. Forwardball is majorly lit, but he has crits ready, and he's gonna go to spawn and grab health. Oh, a lot of kills by Red means that the Wabbits are gonna hold off from pushing. They're gonna play conservatively. That is a crits creep. Pop it! Pop it! Oh my goodness. 2 more grenades after that first crits, and I was freaking out.
The control point is being
How many grenades can a crits done nade?
Level 3 sentry is sapped on the point, and Spy Cap gets it!
Oh! Very nicely done there by
It was
that Spy.
all
That
Frosty
was
Paw.
Frosty Paw. Frosty Paw.
All right.
He's here to cap your point.
1-on-1, and now they're playing for all the marbles. Turnip,
Dun,
can you
dun,
tell us
dun.
what happens if there's a tie after regulation time? Overtime. Underwear.
Something. Turnip is apparently not coordinating with us anymore.
No, he says overtime, golden cap.
Oh, okay, golden cap.
Yeah, he's not talking, he's just typing. Shootout! TF2 basketball. Oh, in that case, I think Jethro's gonna take it.
Yeah, watching that previous basketball match. You know what?
Oh, backstab on the Spy!
Yeah, overtime should be TF2 volleyball. Volleying the rocket back and forth as Pyros.
Oh, it looks like the Birds getting a little impatient again. They're starting to push in from random players and getting picked off one after another.
Yeah,
but Walter has gone down, so that makes a difference. Forvolve, what happened to you, buddy?
time has been added.
you could feel the drop. It was just... It was... I don't know. It was just feelable.
Forval charging up that Chris Creek, getting ready for another one. They're coming in strong. Jethro chasing after. Forval does go down, though, from that mini sentry, and then splashing himself with explosions. So close.
as someone pointed out, Cal is most definitely doing a great job right now. He is just there when his team needs him to be there. Spy coming in, Walter will go down for the Wabbits. So it's kind of even on the medic part, unless you count 55% Uber advantage as even. Make that 60. We're going to see 65 most likely. So yeah, oh yeah, it's definitely a crits.
Yep, he's sticking with that crit, and it looks like... oh no, he didn't go down. He hasn't gone down yet. He got jumped and almost went down. So he's got the charge, and they're going to go to Pyro? Okay. Oh. Here comes Jethro again. He's going to go after him. Always scary to see Jethro jumping at you. You feel like a basketball hoop, and then he's carrying the basketball. Oh! Scout on for Evolve. Does get taken out. Wow. Organ Collector Keith going big with that Ambassador, taking out the Scout that was chasing his medic.
So the Bird's down 3 players at the moment. Well, 2 actually. Pemsu is dead. Poor Pemsu.
Forval's Crits Creek didn't really do that much there because he had nobody to crits, and looks
no
like...
team support.
Yeah, it looks like the Wabbits are gonna keep them off this point. Walter is charging up his Uber, and they're gonna have that push ready before Forval has the crits ready.
I mean, last match we wanted the Birds to play more conservatively, or more offensively even, and they did exactly that, and now this time it seems to be the Wabbits who are playing more conservatively.
Slow and steady wins the race.
Well, this is not a turtle and a hare, damn it.
I like to see a nice slow and steady kind of forward march on this map. That's kind of the thing. Forward
march? Are they gonna march in regular lines like the British Redcoats? They're a battalion march down the lane.
Crits Creek is ready for Evolve. Let's see what they're gonna do with it. Where are they at?
Walter is ready as well with that Uber. So.
Oh, Slaytanica with the snipes. And they should be pushing in hard with this. I want to see them go. Go-go?
Slaytanica 8-4 of all soul.
Where's the go-go? I don't see a go-go.
They're go-going on the top left or right side, depending where you're looking.
Yep, there they are. That took them a little long time, and Organ Collector Keith got the moment to stab off of that. They should have been go-going.
Go, go, go!
That was pretty huge. The pick class is doing their work. And that pretty much killed the entire push. That just one backstab. But it looks like, well, the Wabbits are going to be trying to contest this anyways. It's probably not the smart idea.
Yeah, they've lost too many players. That push is gone.
Yeah, I mean, they already lost Cal way early in that push after Walter died. But wow.
And in fact,
Yamalama sets up a level 3 sentry. And is that a level 3 teleporter as well? I think it's almost there. It looks like a level 1, though, still, to me.
I have no idea. I'd have to have a look at it. I didn't even look. Let's have a look. I need someone to teleport. Someone take that teleport, dang it.
You can tell by how many rings there are, but it gets harder to tell these days.
No idea. So yeah, the Birds, or not the Birds, but the Wabbits just playing it conservative on mid, sitting around waiting for Walter's Uber to be ready.
And Forval's charging up Uber this time as well, but he is way behind.
Uber advantage? What's that?
I wonder if they know that, because it seems like Forval had his thing charged for a little bit and decided to switch to Uber partway through. Alright, here comes the big push. Uber on the demo is already faded. And Forval is at 60%. He should probably have a plan to back out here. Stab on Walter, but he already used the Uber, so that's fine. Cal is underneath, trying to get the sniper. Oh, Cal, you're so brave. Oh, getting chased there finally by Cake. It does take out Cake though. Nobody's gonna deal with this heavy that's like a mole burrowing underground.
Attention. 5 minutes left in the mission.
Cal gets a kill on the sniper, and Slaytanica gets another snipe on Forval. So Forval's doing a good job avoiding the spies, but the snipers...
Not a very good job of anything else.
Yeah, well, those snipers are going huge there. They're making the necessary picks to keep the team in the game. Of course, the next cap here is going to be huge because It's going to be probably the game-winning cap.
Yeah, 10 minutes remaining in this half. It's pretty much all up to this.
Yeah.
I mean, there are 4 minutes left until overtime, actually, so I wouldn't be too surprised if we actually managed to get into overtime.
For those of you guys who are in the chat criticizing Forval's medicing, I think he's doing way better right now than he was during that first round. Really definitely has picked it up. I think found his groove a little bit as a medic. Playing the positioning and the conservativeness that needs to be for medic. No longer poking unnecessarily and all that kind of stuff. So he's doing a fine job. First person, yeah. Oh, nice.
In other words, stop critiquing someone unless you can do better.
Oh, but Turnip and Forks can, though. That's the thing.
Well, Turnip is Turnip. He's allowed to critique anyone he wants.
Turnip and Forks can, but they're doing. But Forval is doing fine for much better than one would expect for someone who doesn't play medic normally in the competitive setting. But here comes the big push with Walter and everybody. Uber is flashed around and looks like everybody kind of backed out of there. Medic goes down. Who was that?
Suffering some heavy losses there.
Who got the kill on Walter? I didn't even see.
Neither did I, but both medics are down, so actually it looks like the Wabbits going to continue pushing. Cal leading
Not a
the
bad
charge
idea.
here.
There's only a mini sentry there.
Cal going long here, drops the sandwich and says, let's see what we can do. And he dies.
Yeah, you can no longer do that as a heavy. Pre-throw the sandwich and then walk over it as you get hit for a free half health heal. I always like that. Looks like Frosty Paw was hoping to get another back cap, but he's gonna get taken out here. No chance for escape for him.
Boring it would be. Now that, I think, is a false statement. When teams are playing even and they are just playing their best, I gotta say that I don't think it would be boring.
Ooh, teleporter at the second point is back up for red team, so they're going to be able to use it. And that is indeed a level 3 sentry, and that is going to be huge. A level 3 teleporter, rather.
I was going to say.
Yeah, the DP getting people to reinforce this point a lot faster, that is huge.
I mean, it's definitely a strategic decision between do I want to use minis or do I want to use
Scout
regular
back cap
sentry?
on the point, who's going to go deal with it? So far, a scout. Okay.
Hey, that's exactly what you need to do. You need to have the fastest player go back and Yama taking a knife in the back from Collection Uber Keith.
Oh, here comes a big Uber push, but the Pyro does his work and keeps everybody off. And see, that's what I'm talking about. This is a long walk up for a heavy. It's really hard for a heavy to make it, especially if the Pyro's there, which is why you might want to have the spy purposely distract and pull the team away.
Could this back cap work as it is going pretty fast here?
It's gonna go back down.
Indeed, the Soldier Bird will get taken out, so...
Dude, AIDS, I'm all for that play. I'm calling it the play on Antiquity right now. Alright, here comes the birds. Uber gonna not doing his job now to separate the Uber, and does good enough, it seems. Uber is fading with only one death. And they're going to force the birds off, so Pyro's going huge. This is one of the things about Highlander, is that when you're Uber, you have to be aware of that Pyro, and it's going to go huge. Big stab by Keith on Walter.
And Pemsy will go down to Wolf as well. I mean, this is just a ridiculous clash right now.
The pit classes are pretty much doing the job, I think. They're delaying everything left and right.
I mean, yeah, exactly. The Birds just not willing to give up their second, and the Wabbits not willing to give up mid. It's just the clash of the Titans right now, as neither team is willing to back down on this defense and offense.
And that's why I'm saying, if they do the slow and steady kind of thing, as long as they get a cap, they will have a good chance of holding it.
I mean, the Wabbits are definitely being a bit more offensive than the Birds, but the Birds are now pushing in. Or more clearly, they're thinking about it. They're going to back off, actually.
Yeah. Oh, here comes the Pyro. He was looking for that medic kill. No, he doesn't quite get it, though. But the medic is on fire. Oh, stab on the heavy. Just misses the medic. Its body's entwined.
And I think the Birds might take this as the go signal, as Flightless Lobster is heading out here with his
Walter is
medic
pretty lit up and gets stabbed as Keith comes back around. Says, howdy doody.
Yeah, how you doing there, medic? Don't mind me, just putting a knife in your spine.
Uber is popped, and the Birds are going to get this cap, so here we go.
Bit of a forced Uber, but that doesn't matter.
thank goodness
Oh,
that man is
Cal
on
caught in
my...
a bad place. Looks like Cal will be able to back out there. No, bad fantasy draft.
I'm glad Keith is on my fantasy draft.
I'm glad I never made a fantasy draft.
You shouldn't be, because you could have gotten some really awesome prizes.
Such as me commentating myself.
Oh man.
That'd be amazing if I won my own prize.
I know Beano Sync is set on that autographed Pokemon card, autographed by an actual Pokemon professor. Big
I don't even know what
stabs!
to say about that.
Takes out a couple of people there. But the medic is still alive. And they're going to finish off that cap with the soldier. And Pyro is inside the area. Big bomb, and Jethro is going to try to deny Forval. I think Jethro has a... Oh, never mind, that's picked up. But yeah, Jethro jumps on medics is very scary. I can't wait till we play Cough Dead Medic.
Cough Dead Medic? Is that the new term for viaduct?
Yeah.
So yeah, it looks like the Birds are going to push on this final. This is a complete turnaround from the beginning of the game. The Birds pushed onto their final, and now they're saying, no, we're on your final. Guess what, Wabbits? Guess who's on defense now, baby?
Yeah, Wabbits going to have to throw bodies there, and they're doing a really good job with this. Oh, but the Scout's on the point. Get on there.
Ooh, Forval does get taken out in that exchange. Walter's down as well.
Spies and Pyro's going to pop it. It's going to be worth it.
And that will be it for that round.
Alright, how much time is left? Let's take a look. It's going to be hard.
3 minutes and 45 seconds.
Oh, that's not enough time.
Yeah, it is now 2-1 in favor of the Birds, and you know what? I mean, unless the Wabbits can pull a miracle out of themselves,
Hey, you only need about a minute or so to do all 3 caps, so...
But it has to fall together perfectly. I mean, the Birds have to literally just fall apart. And now the Birds know they're in the lead with such an advantage. They should be conservative.
Yes, they should have a plan to stay alive, basically. But Jethro's going to go huge right off the bat. Big jump in. And but the Pyro is going to keep them off. And I actually like this. I want to see Uber by the Birds on the Pyro to keep the people away, basically.
Cal and Jethro do go down. Now Pemsu down, but so many Bird players are down. So much for focusing on staying alive.
Forval's got nobody to heal.
He has Keith.
He's got Keith. He's staying on the second point. That's not wise. He should run back to spawn and connect with somebody immediately.
He should stay alive.
Oh. I see 2 scouts on my screen, but one of them is actually die, so...
That is definitely a weird bug.
It is the weirdest thing. Chris Creek! That is the right call to make. Oh, Uber is popped, though. Is going to keep the demo alive. But Chris Creek is a good call, though, for when you are tight on time.
I call shenanigans. So it looks like, there we go, finally the Wabbits capturing mid. How much time do they have left? They have 2 minutes and 15 seconds to capture second and final. Ooh, Frosty Paws stuck on the side of the hill. Thankfully the Pyro doesn't notice, but the medic feels him.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to happen. It's going to be hard. Walter is just respawning right now, and the Birds are pushing onto mid. They're going to try to look to take this. Big jump in by Jethro again. Doesn't quite finish the job. Gets Forval down to half health.
And now for the Birds recapturing mid, unfortunately, I don't think I can see the Wabbits as winning this.
Yeah, it's going to be really tough for them.
Really tough might be an understatement to that.
But we haven't got the spoiler has joined your server, so... Still waiting for that. You know what I'm talking about, when the entire team joins your channel.
Yeah, I guess that's true, but, I mean, with 2 minutes left. Minute and 20 now.
Yeah, well...
You're right that the stream was delayed that much, so...
That's a spoiler. The fact that there is no spoiler is a spoiler.
Spoilers!
Non-spoilers!
Spoilers to spoiling spoilers! Spoilerception!
Alright, they got Chris Creek and they're gonna pop it here. Boom goes the heavy. Who else is gonna go down? Doesn't seem like that much. Fall off damage. Oh,
So
4 of those go down. Chris Creek at the very tail end of that.
The Wabbits looking to push in here, leading the charges. Walter, and his heavy. Birds are down quite a few players. They are on it. And it must be overtime, actually.
It looks like they're going to start putting time on this cap. Equalizer coming on. Oh, but Walter goes down again. I don't know if this is going to happen, though. This is really tight. There is a level 3 sentry guarding the point. That's going to be hard.
more like that's going to be impossible with 15 seconds remaining on the clock.
Yeah, I'm going to call it here.
I'm sorry, Wabbits, but
they would have to pull one out of their hat. And look, the preemptive GGs by the Wabbits.
Well played coming out from Jethro, in fact.
The control point is being
Yeah.
contested.
It was definitely well played by both teams.
Excellent
there.
work. I really enjoy watching this map. It was a really great match.
Yeah, this match, very close from both sides. The Birds, I mean, necessarily just an immaculate defense. Everywhere they needed to be, they were just there with that defense. It was pretty much bloody perfect on everywhere but that midpoint.
Yeah. Alright, so we're gonna grab some people here to talk to, and we got well, we got Walter. We can talk to Walter.
Oh, poor Walter, getting suckered into talking.
Hey, Walter, how's it going? And I wonder if Jordan will have a chance to talk. This is actually kind of funny because Jordan is actually playing medic this time around.
I get the first question here.
You here, buddy?
But muted.
Yeah, he muted himself. Oh, there you go.
I have 2 tabs, so it's I have to activate the mic on a specific channel. Blah 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 blah.
All right.
So yeah, I claim first question here. I'm
Go
sorry.
for it, dude.
I'm going to talk over you, Mr. Scary Muffin.
Go for it, dude.
So, Walter, after that first half, while you were waiting for the halftime to end, what pep talk did you give your team here just to counter that Bird ultimate defense that they had going there?
It wasn't really a pep talk so much as just we all recognized that we needed to do a better job pushing into last. Maybe I should have yelled about Keith a little bit more.
Do better than you normally do.
That's not very nice.
That's my pep talk. Okay, guys, time to do better than we normally do.
And over to the Forval side of things, you were the medic. How did it feel having to deal with the spy from the opposite team?
The spy was really only a big deal at the beginning, right off the bat. Like, at the beginning of the match, when he stabbed me, and then I was aware from there.
And just out of curiosity, Forval, how much did your team practice that final point defense that you guys you defended it so amazingly multiple times?
I don't really know if that was from practice. I think that was just from instinct.
It feels like it's like individual talent just stepping up to the plate at the right time, and everybody's just working together for one big purpose, which is to stand on that point.
Just when in doubt, deny 'em. Go ahead, Mr. Scary Muffin.
Sure thing. So last week you guys tried with you playing engineer and DKP playing medic. You guys got that swapped. How do you feel this worked out for you this time around for Evolve?
I think it worked better. Yeah, I have a bit more experience with the dip, dodge, ducking, and diving of the medic's role. So that's the main reason why we went with the switch.
And for Walter, you guys had time against you, both in the first half even, and then in the second half. What do you guys kind of did to work with the time in that instance, especially for that last round?
I mean, it was mostly just to, if anyone went down, call it out. Get a little bit more aggressive, try to flank a little bit more. But there's not a lot. I think both teams were well aware of how much time was left, so they didn't give us a good opportunity to flank, except for I thought maybe that crits pushing into mid was going to work, where Cow and I got into a lot of them. And Jethro was bombing Forval more and more as time progressed. Was that a call on your part or anybody else's part, or was he just doing that on his own? We sort of switched tactics a little bit with Jethro in the sense that he was whipping us earlier and sort of sticking with us, and then we just sort of let him loose, I guess.
We released the inner Jethro.
We're like, we want you to go basketball on his ass.
Jethro
Dribble him a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, and Forval, a question for you again. Between your engineer outfit and your medic outfit, which one do you like better?
Oof. Oh, my medic outfit is my classic, but I just barely got those NG items fairly recently, and I don't know, I've taken a kind of a liking to it.
It seems like you'll pick the class to play that will show off your like newest toys.
So, just really, Forval, in the second half when you kept getting sniped over and over again, it felt like, how did you adapt to that situation to stop getting sniped?
I just made sure to hide behind the walls and yeah, ask my teammates where he is instead of trying to look myself.
And watch for the little blue dot.
Not so much. I kind of just asked where he was and kind of knew where the sightlines were. It's more watching the giant beam of blue running across the screen from the Machina.
But then when you see that beam, sometimes it's a little too late.
Actually, there was a number of times where it's like, oh, there's the beam, but I'm not dead. Yes.
Walter, engineers played a pretty big part here, both using teleporters and switching off to level 3 sentries at crucial points. Did you guys have much of a say, or did you kind of relied on Yamalama to just do what he felt was best?
It was a collaborative effort, mostly with us yelling at Yama to go level 3 and Yama yelling at us to protect his sentry. No, it was I mean, it was a little back and forth, but it was more, do you think you can set it up kind of discussion.
And I was talking at the end of the first half how I would have liked, because I noticed you guys would be sitting on the fourth for a long time and not being able to break through that final defense from the birds. And I was commenting how I really would have liked to see a level 3 teleporter out of Yama. And I noticed like later on he was setting up his level 3 sentry and his teleporter wasn't even up yet. Were you guys yelling for a teleporter, or were you guys telling him that it's not really needed?
No, I don't think it was a big need. I think our biggest problem in the first half pushing into last was just we didn't seem to be organized. Right, for whatever reason we could push in, right, because Corndog and I got to touch the last point a couple times. But I think that was our problem, is that we just kind of zeroed in on the point. And so it wasn't that we needed the teleporter so much as we just needed better organization and just a little bit better game sense on the last point.
Alright, and for the engineer, question for you as well. During that last round, DQP switched over to regular sentry and had a level 3 set up. Was that big part of your plan, was to have, like, say, a level 3 on your second point, just in case you lose mid? That way you can delay for that last 3 minutes?
With RNG and as well with our heavy, there was a lot of on-the-fly coaching going where there's like, should I switch to mini sentry? No, stick with level 3. And yeah, because those two classes for DQP and Flightless were kind of new for competitive, where they hadn't practiced them a lot, and it turned out working out pretty well. Yeah.
Alright, and you had to pull a sub at the last second. Who did you sub in for Z-Wolf? I mean, who's he replacing?
Sassafras has some kind of fancy other league.
Fancy other league? Oh, pshaw.
UGC?
I think so, yeah.
Yep, UGC is going, and there were a bunch of matches going on just before our league match, actually, so it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Alright, any more questions, Panksters?
I think it's the usual set of questions for these guys. Walter, do you have something you want to say to the other team?
You guys played really well. Keith was clutch and made me say a lot of bad words.
And of course, over to Forval, do you have anything you want to say to your opposing team?
It was a good match, and spay and neuter your pets.
Good advice, good advice. Alright, thanks for joining us. My name is Mr. Scary Muffin.
Oh, Mr. Scary Muffin, we're missing something. We have to talk about the next match and our next map, for that matter. And of course, I think I'll take this one away. It is time for week 3, folks. Unfortunately, the Soviet Sandwich Mafia had to say bye-bye this week, but next week they are back. It is the return of the Soviet Sandwich Mafia, starting on January 22nd on CTF Turbine Pro. It is the banana. It is coming back, folks. And it is going to be SSM, or the Soviet Sandwich Mafia, facing up against Vertical Line on January 22nd at 8 p.m. I hope we can all see you there.
Be there or be square. Alright, thanks for joining us. My name is Mr. Scary Muffin.
Mr. Scary Muffin likes to say. Yep, he is Mr. Scary Muffin, and I'm Panksters, and we will see you next time.
Alright, take care. Ciao. Alright, nice job, Panks.
I didn't mean to talk over you so much at the end.